Max Weber, The Religions of India. Max Weber, a founding figure in sociology, was known for his comprehensive analyses of various social and economic aspects of society, including religion. In the West, the work that he's most famously known for would be The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism. These are twin essays written in 1904-1905, but most probably the smallest of his works. More importantly, I think, for the future would be The Religions of India and the Religions of China that Max Weber wrote and gives us comprehensive understanding of various social and economic aspects of those societies and how religion engages modern capitalism in those environments. However, his work on the religions in India is part of his broader project on the sociology of religion, where he sought to understand how religious ideas influence economic activities and social structures. Weber's analysis of Indian society and its religious systems can primarily be found in his work, The Religions of India, the Sociology of Hinduism and Buddhism. This was published after his death in 1920. In The Religions of India, Weber explores the intricate relationships between the religious beliefs, practices, social stratification, that is caste system, and economic life in Indian society, focusing mainly on the two religions, Hinduism and Buddhism. So Hinduism and social stratification in India. Weber examines how Hinduism, with its complex system of castes and subcastes, deeply influences social stratification in India. He argues that the religiously sanctioned caste system contributes to social order, but also creates rigid social barriers that hinder social mobility. Weber is particularly interested in how religious beliefs justify and sustain the caste system, affecting the economic activities and occupational choices in India. Weber contrasts the asceticism found in Hinduism and Buddhism with the Protestant ethic he famously analyzed in the context of Western capitalism. He notes that while Protestant asceticism encouraged engagement with the world and economic activity, thus fostering the development of capitalism, the asceticism in Hinduism and Buddhism led to withdrawal from worldly affairs. This difference, according to Weber, contributed to the distinct economic development in India and the West. In his broader comparative analysis, Weber explores how religious beliefs in India influenced economic behavior. He suggests that the doctrines of karma and dharma in Hinduism, which prescribe duty based on one's caste, have implications for economic activities, as they promote acceptance of one's social and economic status. Then, Buddhism's challenge to the social order. In this text, Weber discusses how Buddhism challenged the Hindu social order by rejecting the caste system and promoting a more egalitarian spiritual path. However, he also notes that Buddhism eventually became institutionalized in ways that mirrored the Hindu social structures it initially challenged. In my research on Sikhism, I see exactly the same pattern, where Sikhism is overwhelmed by Hindu rituals within that society for the first few centuries, and it is only later that it too develops a distinct identity. For Weber, the rationalization of modern economics and the magic found in the region is problematic in terms of how it engages modern forms of capitalism. Weber, in his research, is interested in the tension between the rationalization of religious life moving towards systematic theology and ethical codification, and the persistence of magical elements within religious practices. He analyzes how these dynamics play out in Indian religions, affecting societal norms and individual behavior. So, this nexus of religious ideas in different contexts, and in the Indian context in particular, economic activity and social structures, giving rise to forms of understandings or emergence of capitalism in that subcontinent region. So Weber's analysis of Indian society and its religions is part of his broader inquiry into the relationship between religion and social change. Despite some criticisms regarding his interpretation of Indian religions and society, his work remains influential for its attempt to understand the complex interplay between religious ideas, economic activity, and social structures on a global scale. I must add, historians of India still say that Weber's work is a major contribution to the history and religions in India.